Welcome back to the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network. And we heard from Roseanne Scott. Now we hear from Lindsay Bell, the senior forward of the Westminster Titans. Lindsay, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, Lindsay, just before the start of the new year, and we talked with Coach Scott about this, Westminster went on a trip to Miami, Florida for the Cruising Classic. Great trip in terms of basketball competition, but also team camaraderie. What was that trip like for you and your teammates?
It was so awesome. I mean, it was really, really cool to play against two amazing teams. They were both really good, had really high level players, really good competition for us to kind of bring back into the conference. But off the court, so fun. It's not all about, trips like that. It's not all about just the basketball. It's about the moments after. It's about the time on the beach playing volleyball with Coach Scott and Coach Meg. It's about, that kind of fun stuff. So we made so many memories and just had such a blast together.
Anything in particular, or maybe a place you visited that was your favorite?
Our last night there, we went on this boat light show. So we kind of got to see a lot of Christmas lights along the water because we were there during, Christmas time. So that was really, really cool. That was a really good memory for all of us. We were all just together. It was awesome.
Now, you're one of three seniors on the team, along with Natalie Murrio and Camden Hergenrother. How do you three collaborate in terms of handling the leadership duties?
I mean, we all have different roles on and off the court. In terms of leadership, one of us is the PR person to me. One of us is, we've talked about how to handle things off the court, problems that may arise or just team chemistry in general. The three of us are really good at communicating each individual role to kind of handle certain situations that pop up on the team. So we think we've done a good job of that so far.
Well, it's good. I interviewed the head of public relations then of the three seniors. We're in good shape there. Now, without much argument, the three seniors are also the three best players on the team, but also among the three best of the PAC. How much fun is it to play alongside Natalie in Camden, and how do you three complement each other on the court?
Like I said, we have three very different roles on the court, and I think that that's what makes us collaborate so well. I set good screens for them, and they contribute, from those screens, or vice versa. Natalie and Cam are so good at finding me in the post and passing me the ball. I would not be the player I am without either of them. They've been two of my people here since day one. The three of us are the only ones left, and I wouldn't want to play with anybody else in my class.
Now, looking more specifically at your career, you're a three-year starter at Westminster, but really came into your own last year, ranked third in rebounding in the PAC, 9.4 boards per game, second in the PAC in field goal percentage. What led to your big year as a junior?
I mean, my coaches and my teammates have always had faith in me, even when I didn't have faith in myself. And I think that I wanted it really bad for them. I wouldn't, like I said before, I wouldn't be the player I am without my teammates or my coaches. And I think that that was my biggest motivator last year. I just wanted it. I just wanted to win and go as far as we could.
And last year, great season overall for both you and the team. Made it to the PAC championship game and also postseason bid in the ECAC tournament at CMU. Now, how does last year's experiences in playing in the championship and that postseason game motivate you and your teammates? And how do you maybe benefit from that in terms of how you prepared for this year?
I think that there were a lot of people who didn't think we could make it as far as we did last year. And I think that us getting there proved to not only other people, but ourselves that we could do it. We've always believed in ourselves. That's why we made it there, So I think that having that confidence and knowing that we can do it will really, really translate into the rest of the PAC season this year.
And prior to Westminster, you played at Ursuline High School in Ohio, part of the 2017 district title group as a sophomore. You broke the school record for most rebounds in a game and then went ahead and broke your own record with 22 rebounds in a game. Tell us about your experiences in high school and how that maybe helped prepare you for college basketball.
Yeah. My sophomore year in particular, we had an amazing team. I played with some really high level players. Anaya Curd, she plays at Slippery Rock. Dejanette Harris, she plays at Pitt, the University of Pitt, starts there. So I played with some really, really talented players, which allowed me to play against some really good competition, and I think that being on a team with high talent really helped me be where I am right now.
And you come from a family that's big in athletics. You have a pair of cousins that played Division I football. Your father, Wally Bell, was a Major League Baseball umpire for 21 years. What was it like growing up in a sports family? And who would you say is your biggest influence as well?
Sports is all I knew growing up. I have four brothers. I'm the only girl. So, I've been around sports my whole life. And obviously, like you said, my dad was a Major League Baseball umpire. So from the time I was born, I was at PNC Park. I was around sports all the time. My biggest influence sports-wise has to be my dad. I mean, he believed in me more than anybody I've ever met. He would be so proud of me right now, and that's something that I take pride in. My mom also is such an amazing influence on me. She pushes me to be my best self. If I mess up in a game, she's the first one to tell me in the best way. She's not mean about it. She's awesome. So my mom and my dad are both huge influences for me.
Now in year 4 at Westminster, and obviously this team has lofty goals to get back to the championship game and win
Absolutely.
it. But when you look back at the previous, well, we'll say 3.5 years at this point, what will be some of the lasting memories for you at Westminster?
Sharks and Tunas. Sharks and Tunas will be a big memory for me. Sharks and Tunas is the most competitive, fun activity I've ever been a part of. That's so we have 2 teams. We divide just, the seniors on each team will recruit the freshmen and pick new people. That's kind of how the teams are made. And it's just at the end of every practice, the day before a game, or every shoot around, we shoot half court shots. And at the end of the season, whoever wins, whoever has the most. So that's really fun. That'll be a memory I have forever. And honestly, the Florida trip. I mean, we've always talked about since my freshman year going on a trip, and COVID put a big stunt in that. But being there, being with my teammates on the beach, not just in New Orleans, Pennsylvania, was so awesome. It was really fun. And I could not thank Coach Scott and Coach Megan enough for getting us there.
And tell us a little bit about your major and your plans for the future.
So I know the website says I'm a psychology major, but I'm actually an early childhood and special education major. I switched it my sophomore year. And I don't know exactly what I want to get my master's in yet, either behavioral therapy or school guidance counseling, but I definitely want to get my master's once I graduate. And as long as I'm working with kids, I'll probably do special education over general education, because I just feel like I have a very good bond with kids with special needs, and I've always been very comfortable with them, and I really am excited to work with kids for the rest of my life.
That's Lindsay Bell, senior forward of the Westminster Titans. Lindsay, thanks so much. Pleasure talking with you, and good luck to you and your teammates the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Thanks for having me.
We'll have the second half of today's game when we come back in just a moment.